When in January, Louis Rees Zammit said, "I am leaving rugby to pursue a dream of playing in the NFL," there were a lot of people saying, he'll be wearing red before long. They meant the red of Wales, but actually he will be wearing red, but the red of the Kansas City Chiefs, who have signed him on a 3-year deal. This is really exciting and lots to talk about on this video. I'm Tim, this is Egg Chasers. As you can see, I've come dressed for the occasion. I'm a New York Jets fan for what it's worth. This isn't my jersey. This belongs to my daughter because she's a massive Taylor Swift fan, and this is number 87, the shirt of Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend. But I thought I'd pop it on for the occasion. Seemed rude not to. I'm really excited by this one. And the first thing I want to say, basically, is congratulations to Louis Rees Zammit. It's a bold move to have done what he's done. And there are a lot of people I remember when he announced his move. I think partly a lot of Wales fans feeling a bit hurt. Their team's already going through a tough time with players, and then one of their best stars is off. There are a lot of people saying he's never going to make it. There are a lot of people saying it's just his ego. He thinks he's too good. He's abandoning us, all the rest of it. As you'll see from the video I did back in January, I was really excited for him. I thought it was a great move. He was only 22 when he went. He's 23 now. Why not have a crack? Because if the NFL is something that he's always loved the idea of, he has got an incredible set of physical attributes. And clearly he's impressed enough to be signed by the back-to-back Super Bowl champions. And this is the most exciting bit of all. Not just that he's found a team, but the fact that he's found a team that is absolutely the right place for him to be if he's going to make this dream a reality, which is still a massive ask. And yeah, I'll go into why this is the place for Louis Rees Zammit. It's just the perfect place. You might think on the face of it, well, he's joining the Super Bowl champions. They're doing fine without him. Why would they need to take a risk on a rugby player? I will explain. But when we look at the people that have made successful transitions to the sport, instant thought, Jordan Mailata, from a rugby league background. He played a bit of rugby union when he was young, but rugby league background really. But the reason Jordan Mailata made it is he's just a physical freak. He's a lineman, so he isn't involved in the scoring touchdowns and creating plays. He's just protecting and disrupting, and his physical size is the reason why he's tailor-made for that and been very, very good at it for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jared Hayne is more of a close comparison to Louis Rees Zammit. He was a kick returner for the San Francisco 49ers and actually made an active roster, which is no mean feat. It's an incredible achievement. In fact, I think he played maybe half a dozen games. And then when you look elsewhere, Hayden Smith was a tight end. So that's one of the people who can get involved, catching, making plays, scoring touchdowns. He played for the New York Jets briefly and played for Saracens, but he was American, grew up American, so he played American football his whole life. So I think it has to be reiterated that the challenge for Louis Rees Zammit is absolutely immense. The chances of him making it are fairly slim. I mean, he's up against lots of people just as quick, just as big, just as strong, just as explosive, who've been playing the sport their whole life. But why I'm so excited about him joining Kansas City Chiefs is mainly because of this guy, Andy Reid, the head coach. He's been there, I think he's into his 11th season now, one of the most experienced, one of the best coaches around, but crucially, he thinks differently. He thinks outside of the box, and this is what should be so exciting for Louis Rees Zammit. If I had to make a comparison with a rugby coach, it would probably be Rassie Erasmus. When you think of Rassie Erasmus, he did the 7-1 split. That was completely unheard of before Rassie Erasmus did it. Having your best players on the bench to finish the game rather than starting the game, that's something that other people hadn't really done until Rassie Erasmus did it. But the biggest one is that Rassie Erasmus identified particular players for particular roles. You think of Dion Ferree. How many nations would have just overlooked Dion Ferree? Why do we need a 37-year-old back row player who can maybe slot in at hooker every now and again? He would never have made, I don't know, England's World Cup squad, but Rassie Erasmus identified him to do a very particular role for his team at a very particular time, and it worked beautifully. Same with Scout Brits 4 years previously. And this is what Andy Reid is like. That's the best comparison I would have between the two of them. Andy Reid, yes, Louis Rees Zammit has to learn NFL, all the fundamentals. That's an absolute given. But if he manages to do that, which is a big, tough ask anyway, but if he manages to do that, then he's got a head coach who will look at Louis Rees Zammit and think, what can he teach us? What can he do for us? And this is really exciting for Louis Rees Zammit and for other rugby players, because if this goes well, it will open the door for lots of others. And there's a couple of plays I wanted to show you that just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Have a look at this. Now, I think they called that the snow globe or something like that. But this is it. This team do things differently. They come up with harebrained ideas and then put them into action on a Sunday afternoon under this guy. And this is where they may see an opportunity to use Louis Rees Zammit and do something a bit different that harnesses his rugby skills. And on that front, this is the thing I instantly thought of when I saw that he'd signed for the Chiefs. Now, to rugby players and rugby fans, that doesn't look extraordinary, does it? Just a little lateral pass, big deal. That happens all the time on a rugby pitch. This is the point. In NFL, this is a big deal. It was a big talking point. It was a complete mindset shift in the relationship in risk in American football, where possession is so precious. Looking after that rock is so crucial. You don't mess about and you don't take risks like number 87 Travis Kelce did with the lateral pass, but it worked. And off the back of that, there were lots of people going, why? Oh, maybe this should happen more. Well, now Kansas City Chiefs have got a rugby player who is well used to that particular skill. So could that be a way that they use Louis Rees Zammit? The other obviously individual I'm most excited about from Louis Rees Zammit's point of view is the fact he will be playing with Patrick Mahomes. Or he will be a new toy that Patrick Mahomes can play with. A generational talent, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time already, could go on and take over from Tom Brady as the GOAT overall. He's definitely the best quarterback since. But the crucial thing about Patrick Mahomes, he is unorthodox. Just like his coach Andy Reid, he does things differently. He thinks differently. He's not a textbook quarterback. He sees things differently, moves differently, throws slightly differently, and all with a bit of a looser, more creative thinking. And I was watching a Netflix show called Quarterback, where Patrick Mahomes was talking about a session that the Chiefs do every week, where the players are encouraged to come up with trick plays, try things, and then they could put them into action on a Sunday. And look, that means there's going to be an hour or two every week where Patrick Mahomes could say, I've got an idea of how we could use Louis and his particular set of skills. It may happen. I mean, a long way to go. And I'm sure Louis Rees Zammit will understand the magnitude of the task, but really, really exciting for him. Now, the way NFL works, there's a 53-man roster, and they're the guys that can turn out for the team on a Sunday afternoon, and they will get paid a minimum of $795,000. That's for a rookie. So Louis Rees Zammit, if he made a 53-man roster, he would be getting best part of 800 grand at US. Good money, right? And obviously there are many players that earn much, much more than that. As it is on the practice squad, and there are 16 players that can be on the practice squad, Louis Rees Zammit will be getting, I think, $12,500 a week. Works out around about 200 grand US. And Kansas City Chiefs get an extra spot on the practice squad because Louis Rees Zammit is on the international player pathway, an incentive for them to take a chance on him. And one cool thing is that Louis Rees Zammit as well, because I think this is right, because he's on the international player pathway, he can be called into a match day squad to suit up and go out on a Sunday 3 times in the season without being part of the active roster because he's on the international player pathway. So there's maybe a chance. I mean, you could say it's a very slim chance, but there's still a chance, maybe a reasonable one, that at some point this season, Louis Rees Zammit suits up on a Sunday in an NFL league game, and they may have a little trick play up their sleeve where he might be used. He has been signed as it's been said, a running back and wide receiver. That's going to be tough. I think it's a good chance that he'll be a kick returner. And there is a new rule coming into the NFL where they're trying to create more opportunities for the kick returners to make plays and have attacks. And so it's good timing from Louis Rees Zammit's point of view to be joining the roster. Big ask, still a massive, massive mountain to climb. If he even manages to suit up once, it will be the most amazing achievement. And the NFL will know it will also be huge for them, because if they get a star, if they get a guy who suddenly is running in touchdowns, making big plays, then they know they've got millions of people around the world from a rugby background who will take an interest in the NFL. And I wonder how many people are going to be going out and buying whatever number jersey Louis Rees Zammit will have. I think number 14 is already taken at Kansas City Chiefs, and so is 87, obviously. Maybe Taylor Swift. I mean, that's the other thing. Lewis, I know you've recently broken up with your girlfriend. You've got to get yourself a Taylor Swift-esque wag now, haven't you? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to keep the momentum going. Really appreciate the support you've given on the channel. Please, if you haven't already, I'd love it if I'd earn your subscription. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps spread the words. Get stuck in the comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one.